Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're tackling some pretty big ideas. They're from the audiobook, What You Think You Become, The Mind is Everything, by Justice O'Malcolm.
Right. And we're kind of aiming to give you a shortcut, a way to grasp the core stuff about how thoughts shape your reality.
Exactly. Yeah, like a cheat sheet to the really impactful insights.
And there's a lot to cover. We'll be looking at neuroplasticity, how the brain changes.
Oh, yeah, that's fascinating.
And, limiting beliefs, how to transform negative thinking.
Visualization too, right?
Yeah.
And intention.
Definitely. Plus mindfulness, resilience, how relationships affect us.
Daily habits, reflection.
And just lifelong learning. It's quite a journey.
It really is. So our mission here, for you listening, is to pull out the really useful stuff.
The practical takeaways.
Yeah, and maybe some surprising connections. We want those aha moments for you.
Yeah.
Without it feeling, overwhelming.
Sounds good. Let's jump in. Chapter 1 is the brain, your thought factory. And the core idea, it's simple but powerful. Your thoughts aren't just thoughts. They actively shape the reality you experience.
Okay, let's get a little nerdy for a second about the brain stuff.
Please do.
The audiobook talks about neuroplasticity. It's this amazing ability our brains have to literally rewire themselves.
Yeah.
All through life.
It's not fixed.
Not at all. Think of it like trails in a forest.
Okay.
The more you walk a certain path, the clearer and more defined it becomes, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Easier to follow.
But it's kind of like what happens in your brain with repeated thoughts.
So those trails are like neural pathways.
Exactly. Neural pathways. Every thought sends a little signal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep having the same thought, that connection, that pathway gets stronger, more efficient.
Like paving a dirt road.
Perfect analogy. It gets easier and faster to travel that mental route.
But that can work against us too, can it? With negative thoughts.
Absolutely. The book gives this example. If you're constantly thinking, I'm not good enough.
You're paving that road.
You got it. You're reinforcing that specific neural pathway. And over time, that feeling of inadequacy can become like the default.
Wow. So it actually limits how you see your potential.
It really can. It becomes almost automatic.
But the good news is we can build new roads, positive ones.
Yes, that's the exciting part. When you consciously, consistently think something positive, like, I am capable and worthy.
You start paving a new path.
Exactly. You're building new neural pathways that support confidence, resilience.
It might feel a bit rough at first, though, especially if the negative roads are like superhighways.
Yeah, it takes effort, like forging a new trail. But it's possible.
So what's the very first actionable step for you, the listener?
It really boils down to awareness.
Yeah.
Just starting to notice that inner voice.
The internal dialogue.
What kind of thoughts are usually running in the background? Are they helpful or are they kind of dragging you down?
And there's a practical tool for this, right?
Yes, the thought journal. It sounds simple, but it's effective.
So you catch a negative thought.
Write it down.
Yeah.
And then right next to it, consciously write a positive counter thought.
Okay, give an example.
Like if you think, I always fail, you challenge that, right? I learn and grow from every experience, or each attempt makes me stronger.
I like that. Actively countering it.
Okay, moving on to chapter 2. This one's called The Invisible Chains Breaking Free from Limiting Beliefs.
Invisible chains. That's a powerful image.
Isn't it? The core idea is that these beliefs we hold about ourselves, they act like barriers we can't even see holding us back.
And where do these beliefs even come from?
Often it's past experiences. Things that happened maybe way back.
Or what society tells us we should be.
That too. Expectations. Or even just things people said to us. The audiobook uses that example of being told you're bad at math as a kid.
And that sticks. It shapes your confidence for years.
Right. It becomes a belief. But here's the key thing.
What's that?
Just because you believe something, even really strong.
Oh, that'll make it true.
Exactly. It's often just a story we've accepted.
So how do you break free? What's the first step?
Awareness again. You have to start recognizing these chains. Tuning into those thoughts.
Like the I can't do this or I don't deserve that ones.
Precisely. When those pop up, pay attention. That's often a limiting belief talking.
Okay, so you notice it. Then what?
Then you challenge it. Put on your detective hat,
Ask questions.
Right. Is this belief actually based on solid facts? What evidence contradicts it? How has it limited me?
That's where cognitive restructuring comes in, I guess.
Yes. Fancy term. But it just means actively retraining your thought patterns.
So taking that negative thought.
And consciously reframing it. Turning I'm not smart enough into I am capable of learning and growing.
Rewriting the script.
Exactly. You're literally rewriting the internal script.
Visualization helps here too, doesn't it?
It does. The book suggests imagining yourself succeeding despite that belief.
Like really picturing yourself doing the thing you thought you couldn't.
Yeah, and feeling the positive emotions that go with it,
Yeah.
it helps build a new mental picture.
And the environment matters too, right? The people around you.
Hugely. Being around supportive, positive people reinforces your efforts.
Makes sense. It's harder to break free if everyone around you is pulling you back down.
For sure. And finally, a reminder to be kind to yourself in this.
Self-compassion.
Yeah, it's a process. Unraveling these beliefs takes time. It's a journey.
Okay, chapter 3. The empowering shift, transforming negative thoughts into positive forces. This feels like it builds directly on the last chapter.
It really does. The main idea is that consciously taking control of those negative thoughts and actively changing them, that creates a real shift.
A positive shift in your whole mindset.
Exactly. And these negative thoughts, as we said, often come from old stuff, self-doubt, criticism.
The book mentions specific patterns, right? Like jumping to the worst conclusion.
Yeah, catastrophic thinking, or all-or-nothing thinking, seeing everything as black or white.
So again, step 1 is awareness. That thought journal seems crucial.
It really is. It helps you spot the patterns and question the evidence. Is this thought really true?
Helps you see the distortions.
Right. Then comes the active part. Challenge and replace.
Cognitive restructuring in action.
So you catch, I always mess things up.
Right.
You push back. Is that always true? Find counterexample.
Even one example weakens the negative thought,
It does. And this is where positive affirmations really shine.
reinforcing your worth, your potential.
Yeah. Replacing I always mess up with I learn from mistakes and I get stronger. You're actively installing a better thought.
And visualization again, picturing success.
Definitely. Feeling those positive emotions associated with achieving your goals. Giving your mind that preview.
What's new in this chapter is the focus on gratitude, right?
Yes, that's a big one. Shifting your focus from what's lacking to what you do have.
How does that help transform negative thoughts?
It changes your whole perspective. When you're focusing on appreciation, it's harder for the negative stuff to take hold. Starting a gratitude journal is suggested.
Just listing things you're thankful for.
Simple, but powerful. And finally, resilience comes into play.
Seeing setbacks as learning opportunity.
Exactly. Not as proof of failure, but as feedback. Be patient, celebrate small wins.
Every step counts.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 4. Vision to reality, mastering the art of visualization.
Visualization. This is always an interesting one.
The idea is that deliberate, clear visualization can actually help turn dreams into reality.
And it taps into how the brain works, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is fascinating. The book says our brain struggles to tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something real.
So mental imagery can have a real impact.
It seems so. The practical steps are pretty straightforward.
Find a quiet place.
Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and then build a really detailed mental picture of your goal.
Engage all the senses.
Yes. What do you see, hear, smell, feel? Make it as real as possible in your mind.
The example was a work presentation, right?
Yeah, visualizing the room, the audience reacting positively, your smooth delivery, the applause.
Mentally rehearsing success.
Exactly. And you can build this into your routine.
Morning or evening?
Both work. Morning sets intention. Evening lets the subconscious work on it.
And the emotional connection is key.
Absolutely. You need to feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude of already having achieved it. That amplifies it.
What about vision boards? Are they mentioned?
They are, as a tangible, visual reminder of your goals, something you see every day.
Keeps it top of mind.
It does. But it's also important to be open.
Open to how it happens.
Yeah, trust the process. The path might look different than you expect. Don't get hung up on the how.
Focus on the what and why.
Right. And crucially, visualization isn't magic.
Needs action.
Absolutely. You still have to do the work, take the steps. Visualization supports the action.
And combining it with affirmations.
Powerful combo. Saying things like, I am a strong and capable runner, while visualizing yourself crossing the finish line, reinforces it deeply.
Makes sense. Okay, chapter 5 is about mindfulness, the gateway to clarity and power.
So important, especially now with all the distractions.
Mindfulness is presented as an antidote almost, a way to find calm and awareness.
Exactly. The core idea is being fully present, right here, right now, without judging what's happening.
Observing your experience as it unfolds.
Yeah, and responding thoughtfully, not just reacting on autopilot.
How do you start cultivating it? The book suggests Breathing.
Mindful breathing is usually the starting point. Just focusing on the sensation of breath in and out. Very grounding.
But you can do it with everyday stuff, too.
Totally. Mindful eating, actually tasting your food. Mindful walking, feeling your feet on the ground. Washing dishes even.
Bringing full attention to simple tasks.
It changes the experience. There's also the body scan meditation mentioned.
Bringing awareness to different body parts.
Yeah. Noticing sensations, releasing tension. Very relaxing.
And the non-judgment part seems really important.
Crucial. Observing thoughts without labeling them good or bad. Just letting them pass.
Practicing self-compassion when your mind wanders.
Instead of criticizing yourself. That builds emotional resilience too. Creates space between stimulus and response.
Give you choice.
Exactly. And the stress reduction benefits are huge. Lower cortisol levels.
Apps and guided meditations can help.
They can be a great way to start. And it helps relationships too. Truly listening, being present with people.
And ultimately, it helps you figure out what really matters by being more aware of your thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, connects you back to your purpose.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Okay, Chapter 6. Manifesting Intentions, the Law of Attraction Unleashed.
The law of attraction. Always sparks discussion.
The core idea is like attracts like, right? Positive energy, positive outcomes through conscious intention.
Pretty much. But the key is setting clear intentions, not just vague wishes.
Specific, positive, present tense, and with emotion.
Exactly. Instead of, I want to be happy, it's more like, I am embracing joy and positivity now.
Yeah.
Feel it as if it's already true.
So you reflect, write the intention down.
And really cultivate the feeling. Visualization plays a big part here too.
Picturing it as real, using all senses.
And affirmations help rewire those subconscious beliefs that might block it.
Like affirming abundance. I am open to receiving abundance.
Right. But again, it's not passive.
Requires inspired action.
Yes. Taking steps toward your goals. Being open to signs and opportunities.
Gratitude comes back here too.
Big time. Focusing on what you have creates that positive energy state, attracting more.
And patience is needed. Trusting the process.
Definitely. It doesn't always happen overnight or exactly how you planned.
You might need to refine your intentions as you go.
Good point. As you grow, your desires might change. And surrounding yourself with positive people helps amplify things.
Your community matters.
It does. And mindfulness helps you notice those opportunities, those synchronicities.
Being present to see them.
Yeah. And finally, there's an element of surrender. Letting go of control over the outcome.
Trusting the universe, so to speak.
Kind of. Focusing on your intention and action, but releasing attachment to the specific how.
Interesting balance. Let's move to Chapter 7. Resilience. The art of bouncing back from setbacks.
So crucial. Life throws curveballs. Resilience is how we handle them.
It's not about avoiding challenges, but adapting and growing stronger from them.
Exactly. And the book stresses that while we don't control events, we do control our response.
First step, acknowledge the feelings, don't suppress them.
Right. Feel the disappointment, frustration, whatever it is. It's part of processing.
Then shift perspective, see it as a learning opportunity.
Yeah. Asking, what can I learn here, changes everything.
Self-awareness is foundational too, right?
Yeah.
Knowing your strengths, weaknesses, how you cope.
Absolutely. And reflecting on past times you were resilient can remind you of your strength.
What about goals during setback?
Keep them realistic. Break big things down into small, manageable steps. Celebrate small wins.
Builds momentum back up.
It does. And your support network is vital here.
Lean on positive people. Seek help if needed.
For sure. And don't neglect self-care, exercise, sleep, healthy food, mindfulness. That's your foundation.
Cultivating optimism helps too, even when things are tough.
Practicing gratitude, focusing on what's still good, and the story you tell yourself matters.
The narrative, I'm learning versus this always happens to me.
Big difference. Humor can help too sometimes. Lighten the load.
Embracing flexibility, adapting.
Staying grounded with mindfulness. And remembering setbacks are often stepping stones. Failing forward.
I like that. Failing forward. Okay, Chapter 8. Your circle of influence, the power of relationships.
This ties in nicely with resilience and support networks.
The idea is that the people around us significantly shape us, our thoughts, actions, well-being.
So step one is actually look at your relationships. Who are you spending time with?
And how do they impact you? Are they uplifting or draining?
Exactly. Then actively seek out the positive influences. People who share your values, encourage you.
But it's not just about taking, right? It's about giving too.
Definitely. Being a positive influence yourself. uplifting others.
Mentorship gets a mention too, both seeking and giving.
Yeah, that's a powerful dynamic. And joining communities, connecting with like-minded people.
Finding your tribe.
Kind of, but also setting boundaries is key.
Protecting your energy from negativity.
Exactly. It's okay to limit contact with draining relationships, and communication is vital,
Open, honest dialogue.
essential for healthy connections. The book even touches on digital relationships, curating your online influences.
Good point in this day and age.
And relationships are crucial for resilience, leaning on people during tough times.
Celebrating others' wins fosters positivity too.
It does. Nurturing relationships takes effort, though. Time, shared experiences,
And vulnerability deepens connections.
being willing to be authentic, share struggles. And remember, relationships change. Be open to new ones. Let go of old ones if needed.
Dynamic. Got it. Chapter 9. Daily rituals for a thriving mindset.
Okay, this is about the power of consistent habits,
Intentional daily practices that build a foundation for growth and positivity.
starting with the morning routine, setting a positive tone.
Meditation, stretching, mindful breathing.
Yeah, and setting daily intentions. What's your focus for the day? What mindset do you want?
Provides direction. And integrating mindfulness throughout the day, not just in formal practice.
Being present during coffee, walks, conversations. Physical activity is a key ritual too.
Endorphins, mood boost, overall health.
And taking intentional breaks during the day.
Prevents burnout, improves focus.
Mm.
Seems counterintuitive, but works.
Gratitude practice, again, making it a daily ritual. Journaling, maybe.
Shifts focus to abundance. And evening reflection. Reviewing the day.
Yeah, what went well, what did I learn? Helps process things. Leads into calming evening rituals.
Preparing for sleep. Reading. Bath.
Prioritizing sleep itself is a huge ritual,
Mm.
essential for clarity and stability.
Need to be adaptable with rituals though, right? Life happens.
Exactly. Don't let them become rigid stressors. Consistency is key, but flexibility matters.
Even small rituals add up over time.
Totally. Shared rituals strengthen connections too.
Mm.
Family meals, team check-ins,
Journaling for self-reflection. Committing to learning something new regularly.
practicing kindness. All these build that thriving mindset.
Okay, Chapter 10. The power of reflection. Cultivating self-awareness and growth.
So, reflection is about stepping back and thoughtfully considering our experiences.
Like holding up a mirror to our thoughts and actions.
Good way to put it. Journaling is a prime tool here, articulating thoughts, feelings, insights.
Guided reflection helps too, like specific meditations.
Yeah, observing thought patterns non-judgmentally. Daily gratitude reflection fits here as well.
Focusing on the positive, what about feedback from others?
That's important too. Getting perspectives from trusted people enhances self-awareness. And scheduling regular self-check-ins.
How am I doing on my goals? Do I need to adjust course?
Right. And approaching reflection with compassion, not judgment. Curiosity, not criticism.
Being vulnerable enough to understand your emotional responses.
And the real power is integrating those insights into action. Setting goals based on what you learned.
Turning reflection into tangible steps.
Exactly. In celebrating the growth you see. Acknowledging progress.
It's continuous, right? Reflection evolves as you do.
Always. It improves decision-making, helps you learn from the past.
Even how you frame your stories through reflection matters. Highlighting lessons.
Yeah, the narrative you build.
Uh.
And checking if your actions align with your core values.
That brings authenticity. Visualizing your future self and reflecting on that helps guide daily actions too.
And group reflection can offer diverse insights. It's a really rich practice.
Definitely sounds valuable. Chapter 11. Creating your personal blueprint for success.
Okay, this is about pulling it all together into a plan.
A personalized plan aligned with your values, goals, vision.
First step, get crystal clear on your core values. What really matters to you.
Then define what success looks like for you personally, not society's definition.
Right. In all areas, career, relationships, health. Create a vision statement from that.
Something that captures your aspirations.
Then break that big vision down into SMART goals.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Gives you a roadmap.
Identify the skills and resources you need. Make a development plan. Manage your time effectively.
Prioritize the goals and rituals.
Build that support network we talked about. And be a positive influence yourself.
See setbacks as learning opportunities. Practice resilience.
And keep reflecting. Evaluate progress, reassess goals. It's a living blueprint.
Commit to lifelong learning. Stay curious. Engage in creative activities.
And prioritize self-care. You need energy for the journey.
Ultimately, success is about fulfillment, aligning with your true self. That definition might change over time.
Exactly. It's your blueprint. Okay, chapter 12. Embracing change, the key to personal transformation.
Change is inevitable, so learning to embrace it is crucial.
It's about shifting your mindset, seeing change not as a threat, but as a chance to grow.
Practicing adaptability, getting comfortable with the unfamiliar, maybe starting small.
Good idea. Build that muscle. Self-awareness helps understanding how you react to change.
Having your support network during transitions is key.
Lean on them. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded when things feel uncertain.
Setting new goals that fit the new circumstances.
Reassessing priorities. And practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself during adjustments.
The growth mindset is vital here, believing you can adapt and learn.
Find inspiration in others who've navigated change well. Stories can be powerful.
Visualize yourself handling transitions successfully. Mental rehearsal.
Keep a change journal, track experiences, lessons, and maybe shift focus outward sometimes. Community service.
Offers perspective. Ultimately, embracing change leads to self-discovery, uncovering strengths you didn't know you had.
So true. Chapter 13. The journey of lifelong learning, cultivating curiosity and growth.
This reinforces the idea that learning shouldn't stop after formal education.
It's about ongoing self-motivated learning for fulfillment and adaptation. Curiosity is the engine.
Keep that spark alive, embrace challenges as growth opportunities, use technology courses, podcasts, apps.
Maybe have a loose learning plan.
Yeah.
Topics, goals. Can help provide structure. Engage with others, discussions, forums, get diverse perspectives.
Reflect on what you're learning. How can you apply it?
Be adaptable in your learning. Open to new info, willing to adjust your views. Growth mindset again.
Believing you can develop abilities, find inspiration in others' learning journeys.
Visualize yourself acquiring new skills. Keep a learning journal.
Mindfulness enhances focus for learning. Seek feedback for improvement.
Make curiosity a daily habit. Explore something new often. And be grateful for the chance to learn.
Excellent points. Chapter 14. Building a legacy, the impact of your actions.
Thinking about the long-term impact we have.
What do you want to be remembered for? Reflecting on that personal legacy.
Living intentionally, aligning actions with values, service to others, kindness, giving back.
Storytelling is part of legacy too, sharing experiences and values.
It is. And cultivating deep, meaningful relationships, passing on values by example.
Lifelong learning itself becomes part of your legacy, inspiring others.
Considering sustainability, caring for the planet. Resilience demonstrates strength.
Legacy isn't a fixed thing, it's a journey, an ongoing process.
Maybe create a legacy project, something tangible. Collaborate with others for bigger impact.
Even small, everyday acts of kindness contribute.
Documenting your journey can be part of it. Intergenerational conversations matter. Sharing wisdom.
Reflecting on past legacies, building upon them, it's about the ripples you create.
Precisely. Chapter 15 brings us back to the power of gratitude, cultivating a positive mindset.
We've touched on this a lot, but it gets its own focus here. It's that powerful.
It really is, defining it as recognizing the good and its sources.
The daily gratitude practice journaling is key.
But also finding gratitude even in challenges. What lessons did they teach?
Expressing gratitude to others strengthens bonds.
Make it part of your routine morning or evening reflection. Mindfulness deepens it being present to the good.
Fostering a culture of gratitude in families, workplaces. Using appreciative language.
The mental health benefits are huge. More happiness, less depression.
Physical benefits too. Better sleep, stronger immunity.
Research suggests so. It deepens relationships. The gratitude jar idea is nice for families or teams.
Consistency is crucial. Make it a habit. Group gratitude activities can be powerful too.
Explore cultural differences in expressing it. Learn more through books, podcasts.
Use it in conflict resolution, shift perspective. Appreciate colleagues professionally.
It's a lifelong practice. Helps navigate everything with a better mindset.
Absolutely. Chapter 16 revisits mindfulness, living in the present moment. Deeper dive here.
Yeah, emphasizing being fully present without judgment for a better quality of life.
Paying attention with acceptance. Meditation focusing on breath, observing thoughts without attachment.
Mindfulness in everyday things. Eating, walking, listening. Mindful breathing as a quick anchor.
Gratitude enhancing mindfulness, making you more aware of present blessings.
Self-compassion when the mind wanders.
Yes.
Essential. Mindfulness helps emotional regulation, responding thoughtfully.
Mindful movement yoga, Tai Chi. Connecting body and mind.
Better relationships through active listening and presence. Great for stress management. Pause. Ground yourself.
Consistency, even short practices daily. Nature enhances mindfulness. Journaling tracks progress.
Powerful tools for navigating modern life. And finally, Chapter 17, overcoming fear, embracing courage and confidence.
Facing fears instead of avoiding them builds courage.
First, recognize the fear failure, rejection, unknown, even success. Then face it, maybe gradually.
Small steps outside the comfort zone. Practice self-compassion when scared.
Reframe thoughts about fear, see it as a sign of growth. Use mindfulness to stay grounded in the present.
Set specific, achievable goals related to the fear. Break it down.
Lean on your support system for encouragement. Practice resilience, see failure as feedback.
Visualize successfully facing the fear. Mental rehearsal builds confidence. Action is key. Take small steps.
Keep a fear journal, track thoughts, actions, lessons. Celebrate every success, big or small. Reinforces confidence.
Wow, that covers a lot of ground. Really powerful concepts.
It really does. So as we wrap up this deep dive into what you think you become, we've really seen the thread, haven't we?
Definitely. The power of thought, breaking free from limits, positive intention.
Mindfulness, resilience, relationships, rituals, reflection. It all connects.
The core message seems to be that transformation is accessible. It's within your reach.
By applying these ideas, you can actively shape your reality, unlock your potential. Remember that amazing brain adaptability.
The strength gained from challenges, the power of choosing your mindset daily.
We really hope you, listening, will take some of these ideas and explore them further.
Maybe start that thought journal. Try mindful breathing. Set one small, courageous goal.
Yeah, the journey continues beyond just listening here today.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with.
Go for it.
What's one small, consistent action based on something we talked about that you could start right now? And just imagine, what positive ripples might that single change create in your life down the road?